Today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's the New England Patriots versus the Chicago Bears.
Good afternoon, everyone. On a beautiful day in Chicago, Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. The New England Patriots have a tough assignment today. They go against a Chicago Bear defense that is best described as fierce. Trump, before the season started, Mike Ditka said to those defensive players, I want you guys to put a chip on your shoulder in July and don't take it off till January.
Well, the Bears have had a chip on their defensive shoulder for about the last 50 years. But in 1984, they terrorized the NFL with a league record 72 sacks.
McMahon at quarterback. He's a great one when he's healthy, and he is now. Peyton might be the greatest ever. Matsui blocks for him, but he can do it all also. Catch it and run it. Willie Galt's a burner at wide receiver. Has yet promise unfulfilled. McKinnon sure-handed. Emery Moorhead an underrated tight end. The offensive line, Jim Covert, is now emerging as one of the best offensive tackles in the entire league. They think he's all pro. He's the key to the offensive line, and Bort's a free agent next to him. An excellent blocker also. They'll go to that side a lot. Second back, Walter Payton. First down, Bears as he's to the 42-yard line. At 120 yards last Sunday against Tampa Bay, now in his 11th year. Walter said he had Trump that 10,000-yard checkup on his knees, and he's ready to go.
Yep.
Every game, he extends his own rushing record, his all-time record. He's rushed for over 1,340 yards now in his career. First and 10 Bears. Running hard and running well is fullback Matsui. A Penn Stater. He thunders up for a gain of 8. And it's 2nd and 2.
This young man, Matsui, doesn't get an awful lot of press, but he's one of the reasons that Walter Payton has been such an excellent running back. He's in that lead blocking spot, and he can clear a hole for you.
Fred Marion, the free safety, made the hit. Number 31. He's playing in place of Rick Sanford. 2nd and 2. A quick throw and a completion for a first down. And McKinnon is inside the 35-yard line. Dennis McKinnon sprinting off the left flank, and a perfect lead from McMahon. A 16-yard gain for the Bears. The junior Bear, Mike Ditka, getting the recognition now as one of the outstanding coaches in the league. And here's McMahon on a rollout, 2nd and 8. They don't want him to run. McKinnon's open. Touchdown, Chicago. Bears make it happen fast. A 32-yard play.
Fred Marion of the New England Patriots had the coverage. A half roll by Jim McMahon. This is bad news for the Patriots already. Last week in their victory over the Green Bay Packers, they had an outstanding performance, allowing just 146 passing yards. This drive by the Chicago Bears, very easy.
The great one, John Hanna, isn't in the game, as he wasn't last week. Eason on first down, stands in and throws a strikeout to the 47. Got the big league arm, does Tony Eason. That was good for 17 yards as he gunned the ball out on the flank, and coming down with it was Derwin Williams, the player they like so much. Otis Wilson and Marshall on the outside are almost as good. That's a real trio. The secondary, the corners, Richardson and Frazier, had some trouble covering last week against Tampa Bay. Then Frazier came up with a big play in the 3rd quarter, ran one back for a touchdown and interception to turn the game. From the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Eason does very well just to go down before he gets hit with a head-on shot from Singletary. The middle linebacker from Baylor coming untouched up the middle.
72 sacks last season by this defense, and almost 30% of them on players untouched. There's another one. Mike Singletary. Recognition by the New England Patriot offensive line is vitally important.
1st and 10 from their 26-yard line. Carry straight ahead by Walter Payton is out to the 32-yard line. Now it's 2nd down and about 4 for Chicago. Suey, good execution by the Bears, and Matsui runs ahead to the 44-yard line. A gain on the play of 12 yards. Ronnie Lippett, one of the corners, knocked him down for the Patriots.
When you have a foe in the line of scrimmage like this, credit must go to the offensive line of the Chicago Bears. On this particular play, watch Andre Tippett. He's the weak side linebacker here. Pursues down the line, and then Keith Van Horn, 78, doing his job. realizing the value of Tippett to that defense, just gives him a shove. And there's a nice pickup by Matsui, who now has 2 carries for 21 yards.
2 games to none in the standings. But right now, New England trailing 7-0, goes to the offense on first down. Eason throwing on the outlet to Derek Ramsey. That's McKinnon in motion. Patriots might have left early again as they go to Walter Payton on a draw up the middle, and he is across the 25. They needed to get very little points to win because their defense was so good, but McMahon can get them a lot. They came back last week when they were outscored early. Here's a throw, and McKinnon shows his heart coming across the middle. The man who caught the touchdown ball takes a double hit. Rod McSwain got him hard, but McKinnon is across the 30. He has a first down for Chicago. They have a string of 6 straight wins over AFC opponents here in Chicago. Eason stands in. What an arm he has. And Tony Eason fires out in the flank, coming down with the ball and getting a first down on the play. First and 10 now for the Patriots, who trail late in the first quarter 7-0. Here comes Jesse Craig James, and the Bears aren't going to give him a thing. They're going to give him about a 5-yard deficit. Dave Duerson starting at strong safety for the Epson. Todd Bell, a Pro Bowl strong safety, who's holding out. Bears in the lead with 2:21 to play in the quarter. Up the middle, a hard-charging fullback from Illinois, Kelvin Thomas, from the south side of Chicago at 245 pounds, getting a lot more playing time. Coach Dick seems a little exercised with McMahon.
Yeah, he can dish out some exercise.
Here's a throw and a completion on the last play of the first quarter. Tony Collins coming out of the Patriot backfield.
208 yards. So far the Chicago Bear defense is doing a pretty good job against New England.
Here's Eason standing in, gets some time, lofts it out, and Derek Ramsey comes down with the ball. Set a Patriot team record with 66 receptions last year. From the shotgun on 3rd and 22. Tony Eason standing back. 4-man rush. Loops it out with the ball. Very nicely is Derwin Williams, but he's going to be way short of a first down as Williams is out to the 40-yard line. Got 9, but the Patriots have to punt the ball. Kelvin Thomas in motion on 2nd and 10. Here's McMahon. Nice strike. Down to his tight end, Emery Moorhead, and he is across the midfield line for a 20-yard gain, and the Chicago Bears crossing the New England area.
Much better choice. Play action fake to Walter Payton. Ran Thomas in motion. The defense had to wait to see if Walter Payton was going to get the ball. That freed Emery Moorhead wide open. And the Bears so far in the preseason and the first game of the 1985 season, it seems that when they throw the ball to the tight end, good things happen.
That's the first time they've gone to a tight end in the game, and now McMahon lost one out in the far flank. A nice play by Marjoram. Those are the sure hands. He caught a ton of balls from John Elway when they were both at Stanford.
Comment from Marjoram. He missed the entire season last year with a bad knee. I'm happy to see him back on the field.
2nd and 9 now for New England. Eason gets time. He's intercepted. Fencing. With his 32nd career interception.
On Derek Ramsey, the intended receiver, stopped dead in his tracks. This is something that Tony Eason doesn't do normally. He makes good choices, but here there's double coverage. You see a little bit of the pressure, but Ramsey stopped. And of course that made it easy for Gary Fensick.
Now the Bears go to the run, and Walter Payton on a flea flicker throws to McMahon. Lofts it up. The Patriots might get this one back.
They do. Those are the trick plays that you're talking about. That'll be a touchback.
Eason lobs it out. And Collins coming out of the backfield on 2nd down and 10 gets ahead for about 5 or 6. Patriots trailing in the second quarter 7-0. Eason thrown off his back foot, gets Ramsey, and he's got a first down. Wilbur Marshall was with him. Eason against the big rush. James, who ran well against the Packers last Sunday at Foxborough, is knocked down by a former Patriot, Steve McMichael. He's probably very motivated to do well against the Patriots. The Patriots drafted him in the 3rd round. and he wasn't much of a player, they didn't feel in camp, and they cut him. Let's see what he does on 3rd down and 3. It's a man. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to give him a 1st down. Marjoram went where he had to go. The Patriots threw him back 9 yards.
Oh, that's a very friendly spot. I'll be wearing my hard hat. How about you?
Blue collar bowl.
Yeah, you got it.
Right now, though, we have Jim McMahon firing for the Bears, and he is out to the midfield strike. A gain of about 10 yards. Well-thrown ball, and McMahon was decked when he released it. Coming on a blitz was Steve Nelson. Dennis McKinnon, 6'1", 185, in his 3rd year from Florida State. The school has turned out a lot of good pro football players under Coach Bowden. 4:28 to play. 1st half, and Bears continue to lead 7-0. Matsui looks for some room and finds some. On 1st down, he's ahead for about 8.
He has great faith in his offensive line. Watch the little dance. He goes, bloop, 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 and right up through that line of scrimmage. Good bow by the Chicago offensive lineman. Nice little delay for about 8 yards. 2nd and 2.
3 minutes to go now. 1st half, Bears moving the ball and leading in the game 7-0. McMahon with a hard throw and a great catch by McKinnon.
Well, that's
really a big league play by Dennis McKinnon. He took the punishment and held on. Great play.
That was a wide receiver sandwich. Steve Nelson on the inside, Ronnie Lippett on the outside. This little slant pass. Good acceleration. Now watch the hit. Goes up, knows when he comes down there's going to be Patriots all over the place. Hangs onto the football.
Nobody said this would be easy, and Dennis McKinnon will pay the price. That's 2 the most in history. 3rd down and about a yard. McMahon puts it up.
Shouldn't have been thrown.
The ball was tipped, and yet they came down with it. Coming up with the ball was a backup tight end, Tim Reitman. A 25-yard gain.
Reitman, the first player to sign a U.S. Football League contract on this ball, should not have been thrown. You see Don Blackman, 55, right in his face. The ball is tipped by Ray Claiborne, caught by Reitman.
And it's now going to be a 20-yard attempt for Kevin Butler, an All-America place kicker at Georgia. Nails it. 37 seconds to play in the 1st half, and the Bears extend their lead to 10-0. It's a tough start. We're telling this guy to lose weight. Then we want to see how much he can eat.
Yeah.
Eason dropping. He's got a problem and runs away from it. Throws on the run. He's got a man. Williams is open. He's out to the 49-yard line. Beautifully done. Derwin Williams open, and Eason with a great arm gets the ball right to him with 16 seconds left. We first saw Perry at the Orange Bowl, and they were saying this guy can dunk a basketball. He weighed 340 at the time. There wasn't a basketball around, but he took a football and with one step went up over the crossbar and slammed it down. That's 10 feet up. Eason sacked for a 2nd time. That was Singletary coming on the blitz. His 2nd sack.
There's a lot of things about William Perry been printed here in the paper in Chicago. Buddy Ryan called him a wasted draft choice, but watch the sheer power of William Perry at somewhere around 330 pounds. My goodness gracious.
Weight unknown.
Yeah, he makes everybody out there look small, doesn't he?
I'll tell you something. One of the most amazing things I've heard, Bob, about Perry. Bill Parcells, the coach of the Giants, was asked about William Perry when Buddy Ryan had said he was a draft mistake. And Parcells, the Giants coach, said if he keeps his weight down, I think he can be the greatest defensive lineman of all time. And they said, now, wait a minute. You're saying all time. He said of all time. That's how much ability I think he has.
But the only problem is, Don, if at 21 he fights a weight problem, what will he have to do at 28? There's a track team up there on the top of the screen.
And a lot of Bears to defend against them. Here's Eason on the last play of the 1st half. Lets her fly. It's like volleyball, and the Bears get it. Intercepted. Richard Dent has the ball. They say Dent's fast enough to play linebacker, and they had him downfield and covered that play. A lot of guys got a hand on this.
Let's see how many people touch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's an interception for Richard Dent. Doesn't get many of those and appreciates it when he does.
Especially 50 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Tony Collins. And Collins almost broke it for a big one. As it was, he got ahead close to the 17-yard line. Second down now and just over 2 for New England. Collins to the right. James leads the blockers. Collins turns the corner, and he has a first down for New England. So the Patriots come out running. Walter Payton has felt the teeth of this New England defense. He now is reported to have bruised ribs, and we'll wait and see if he comes back. Here's a handoff again. Out to the 26-yard line. On a first down play, the Patriots come out of running.
Bears showing blitz.
And the Patriots, just as we said, go right to the run.
That's one of the ways to beat the blitz if you can possibly do it.
First and 10. Weathers, stuffed. Wilbur Marshall. They say this Marshall can run like a cornerback.
That time on the blitz, just a predetermined inside move. He was almost there to take the ball right from the quarterback.
9 guys averaged $1 million a man. Throw down the field, and the ball is caught by Reitman. Open field, the tight end inside the 25 and down to the 19-yard line.
.49 yards on the catch. Fred Marion once again on the coverage. This is a nice little action by the offense. Once again, the linebackers must respect the running ability of Walter Payton. And you see the single coverage. Fred Marion on Reitman, who is never going to be an anchor man on anybody's relay team, but he can lug it down there as long as nobody catches him. Big first down for the Chicago Bears.
Reitman was the first player signed by the U.S. Football League coming out of UCLA. He elected to go with George Allen in the now defunct Chicago Blitz. He's a player, he says, he can do everything but run well, but he's been fast in this game, and now Payton breaks it down inside the 15-yard line. Tony Collins trying to go wide. Otis Wilson runs with him, and so does Duerson. Camarillo will hit the ball at about his 3. Big rush. He gets it away and really unloads. Taylor back at his 35, has room to return. He's out to the 48-yard line.
Taylor.
First and 10 Bears. 48-yard line is Chicago. Long ball. Galt is out there. Willie Galt inside the 10-yard line. Yards.
He caught the ball over Ray Claiborne. This is a straight drop back pass by McMahon. Galt can't make the easy catch. He certainly can make the tough catch.
So now the Bears challenge as they finally go deep to their burner, Willie Galt. First and goal. Payton down to the 2-yard line.
They've just taken the heart out of this New England defense.
Linebackers down in 3 points as they fill in the gaps, digging in. Shuey, no signal.
Yeah. Call a touchdown.
Now they call it a touchdown. 30 seconds after the play ended. That's a great look at it.
As to whether or not Matsui's in there. He gets hit early right there. I can't tell who made the contact. Good job by someone getting in there, but that's a tough call for the officials to make, but I just wish they'd make it quick.
And a coaching change could be imminent at Buffalo depending on the outcome of that game. Standing back to throw is Eason. Out of the backfield, he goes to Tony Collins with good hands. He puts on the move and gets across the 20.
Eason and Steve Grogan, this guy's the quarterback of the future. You want to keep him healthy.
Tony Eason lets it rip and gets his man. Derek Ramsey, the tight end, breaks into open field, and he's across the 35 and out to the 40. A big gainer for the Patriots, 19 yards, and now to Bob Costas. Seattle's coming from behind to win. Now the Patriots looking to move the ball. They've been across midfield once in the game, and that was for a moment. Intercepted. Singletary. Eason has a play on him, and Singletary takes it down to the 16-yard line.
Eason's third interception.
Singletary having an all-pro day with 2 sacks and now an interception.
Now this is a chance you take now against a defense like this. You start throwing the ball up. You see the pressure once again. Hampton 99. Eason not set to throw it. Collins the intended receiver. Singletary right there to pick it off. 25 yards on the return. When was the last time the New England Patriots were shut out?
The Bears, though, stop what looked like might be a New England drive, and now the Bears challenging again, leading 17-0 late in the third quarter. McMahon wants it quick, goes out, tight end gets it. Emery Moorhead, he's inside the 15-yard line. Kevin Butler is setting up now at his 18-yard line of New England, so it'll be a 28-yard field goal. Steve Fuller holds. Butler is on the money again with 1:22 to play in the third quarter. The Bears now go out in front 20-0 over New England. 10-0. They've now doubled that to 20-0 late in the third quarter. Easton throws and completes it to Derek Ramsey, who's out to the 41-yard line, close to a first down.
Throwing blitz. Nothing.
The Bears dominating on defense, led by their all-pro middle linebacker, Mike Singletary. Boy, there's been some great middle linebackers with this franchise. Bill George, Dick Butkus, and now Singletary. It almost happened then. New running back in the game now, moving the ball for Chicago is Thomas Sanders, and he breaks it free all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Now this is too bad. For the New England Patriots, 19 yards on the carry. The steam is out of this defense.
McMahon calls his own number and heads for the 12th man, saved by the sideline. Ronnie Lippett in pursuit. Now Eason and the Patriot offense setting up. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 from their 31-yard line.
Untouched. Third sack of the day. Totally untouched. Ran a game up front. Watch again from the left-hand side of the screen. And you see Dent goes all the way around the right guard. Brock gets caught up in the blocking scheme. Untouched.
Otis Wilson. Now Eason has become a tackling dummy as the New England pass offense is inept at blocking the blitzing Chicago Bears. Last year, the Patriots gave up 66 sacks. Only one team in the NFL gave up more. Atlanta gave up 67.
See, the problem is they don't change personnel, Chicago, when they go to this defense. So the offense never has anyone to really key on.
1st and 10, Chicago with Steve Fuller at quarterback, and the Bears in the lead 20-0. Calvin Thomas. $240 pounds, and the big guy can run.
I don't think he expected to be beaten by this amount, but he is going to find out exactly how his team responds to losing after this performance.
Eason still in the game, still pitching, lofts one downfield. There's a man open. This could go the distance. James is on the run. This is going to be a touchdown for the Patriots. 90 yards, and the Patriots are in the end zone. James beat the linebacker, and Tony Eason, standing in against an all-out rush, throws a perfect ball. So the Patriots finally explode and get on the board, a 90-yard pass play. Steve Fuller taking a drop. Running in very well. He gets out to the 27-yard line. Got ahead for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Tony Eason, whose last touchdown throw, his last throw was good for a 90-yard touchdown pass play, throws another big strike, a 17-yard gain out to the 49-yard line. Cedric Jones caught it. Second down and 10 for Eason. Blitz it is. Tony Eason goes down hard, sacked for a 5th time.
Steve McMichael, once again, games up front. That time, at least McMichael was blocked. It wasn't a free shot at Eason. You can see all the movement up there. It's very hard for a line that really hasn't been together a great deal. But John Hanna hurt, Haley hurt.
Chicago has the ball now, 2nd down and 10. Calvin Thomas is the up back. He could get it right here. Calvin Thomas runs the ball, and the big fullback takes it to the 25. When the weather gets tougher here in the Windy City, so do the Bears, and that wind starts to sweep in off Lake Michigan. The defense hurts all the more. Running now, coming ahead with the ball is Tom Sanders, the rookie back, getting some time as Nelson makes the knockdown. 33 to play, and the Bears in the lead, 20-7. Here's Eason from the shotgun on 1st down.
Blitz. Marshall untouched.
Wilbur Marshall gets Tony Eason all the way back at the 15-yard line.
Look at Eason. Well, he's getting up slower and slower and slower. The Bears run so many games up front. Watch the center, 58. He just can't quite get out there on Marshall, and Marshall is by him.
22.
There was a questionable call in Washington a bit ago in a very tight game, and we're going to see it in just a moment. Calvin Thomas turns the corner and gets to midfield.
Punt returners are told to catch that ball on the fly. Don't let it hit the ground. The ball was off the side of Maury Buford's foot. Just couldn't quite get over to it. The recovery. And that's the way the day has gone.
Right now, the Bears are looking to run out the game, sending Tom Sanders wide right. He crashes down inside and gets inside the 15-yard line. Roland James takes the ball back. That'll do it from Chicago, where the Bears look mighty and extending their record to 2-0 on the season. The Patriots go back to New England 1-1 on the year and heading to Buffalo as Coach Ditka and Coach Berry shake hands at midfield. They were together in the Dallas organization for a couple of years.
Today, the performance by the Chicago Bear offense and defense. The offense was not spectacular. It was functional with about 3 or 4 big plays all day long. It was totally the Chicago Bear defense, just stifling, absolutely stifling the New England Patriots.